In the dimly lit apartment, Detective Marcus sits alone, a cast encasing his leg. Painkillers and crutches lie nearby, symbols of his weary isolation. A cold TV dinner sits untouched, mirroring the chill. In his heart, Detective Marcus stares blankly ahead, his eyes reflecting a deep weariness. The apartment complex looms across the street, a silent monolith, pierced by sparse, muted lights. City sounds echo in the night, a symphony of distant traffic and haunting sirens. Darkness dominates, punctuated by small squares of faint light, hinting at lives within. The building stands as a stark reminder of urban isolation. Amidst the city's relentless pulse, a sense of stillness hangs in the air, a fragile calm amidst the urban chaos. Inside his dimly lit apartment, Marcus's intense focus is palpable. As he peers through binoculars across the street, a fourth-floor window becomes the focus of his scrutiny. The window is dark and empty, a stark contrast to its unusually clean appearance. The unsettling emptiness of the window hints at hidden secrets and unspoken truths. In the dead of night, a wall clock looms, its ticking echoing like a drumbeat, marking the agonizing crawl toward 200 a.m. Marcus shifts restlessly, his anticipation building with each tick of the clock. The clock's relentless ticking intensifies the suffocating tension. As if time itself is a tormentor, Marcus's eyes dart around the room, his nerves stretch to the breaking point as the final seconds tick away. Across the street, an empty window glows with an eerie, sterile light. A dark silhouette materializes behind the glass, an ominous figure in the night. The figure remains motionless, silently facing Marcus across the divide. The stillness of the silhouette amplifies the tension, an unspoken threat hanging in the air. The stark window and the silent silhouette become a haunting tableau, a chilling prelude to what's to come. In the dimness of his apartment, Marcus stands motionless, binoculars in hand, his body tense. Marcus slowly lowers the binoculars, his eyes narrowing with doubt. He squints, peering into the darkness, uncertainty clouding his gaze. A flicker of doubt crosses his face as he questions whether he has been seen. Marcus remains still, the weight of uncertainty hanging heavy in the air. In the dead of night, a figure watches from a dimly lit apartment across the street. The figure remains still, an unsettling calm radiating from its form. A subtle shift in expression, of faint smile begins to emerge, hinting at hidden intentions. The faint smile deepens, its subtle curve suggesting a plan. The smile spreads wider across the figure's face, now with a hint of triumph in the darkness. The figure's smile speaks volumes, promising a sinister turn. In the dim light of his apartment, Marcus reaches for his phone, a beacon in the night. His fingers hover just above the cold glass, a moment of hesitation hanging heavy in the air. An invisible weight presses down on him, his brow furrowing with unspoken dread. He imagines explaining the situation, each word a painful burden. The thought alone causes him to wince, a silent scream trapped within. In the dim light, Marcus's hands quiver as he partially shuts the blinds, a futile attempt to block out the night. His limp becomes more pronounced with each step, the cane a constant companion in his haunted journey across the room. The oppressive darkness of the room mirrors the haunting image burned into Marcus's mind. Each step echoes with the weight of his torment as he slowly makes his way toward the bed. The bed offers no solace, only a temporary respite from the smiling figure that haunts his waking thoughts. His every movement is a testament to the inescapable memory that shadows him, turning his apartment into a prison of the mind. The nightmare unfolds in Marcus's apartment, where he stands paralyzed, a silhouette against the vast window, separated by the glass. Marcus watches as the darkness begins to coalesce, a shape forming from nothing. Immobile, Marcus is trapped, a prisoner forced to witness the approach of an undefined horror. The shape slowly emerges from the blackness, edging closer, an ominous presence against the cold glass. The undefined shape advances and Marcus remains frozen, the abyss closing in. Marcus awakens in a sudden jolt, his body glistening with a sheen of sweat, a silent testament to the turmoil within. He sits up, his chest heaving with each breath, a visible unease now etched deeply onto his face. With a weary hand, Marcus rubs his forehead, attempting to banish the lingering echoes of a nightmare. His gaze drifts to a bottle of pain medication on the nightstand, a silent acknowledgement of his inner battles, dismissing the disturbing dream as a mere side effect. Marcus turns away from the lingering darkness. In the dim light of his apartment, Marcus sets an alarm on his phone, his expression a mix of anticipation and apprehension. A moment of hesitation flickers across Marcus's face, the weight of his decision palpable in the silence. Marcus steels himself, his curiosity overriding his fear as he confirms the alarm setting. With the alarm set, a determined look settles over Marcus. The die cast for the night's events. The clock strikes 2:00:00 a.m. A window across the street glows to life, cutting through the night's stillness. A shadowy figure emerges, drawing closer to the glass. The figure raises an object, holding it up to the window as if an offering. The object gleams faintly, catching the dim light. The figure remains motionless, a silent sentinel in the night. The window glows brighter, revealing just a bit more of the mystery. In the dim light of his apartment, Marcus grabs a camera. The air buzzes with anticipation. He attaches a zoom lens, the click echoing in the silence. Marcus adjusts the focus. A figure sharpens in the lens. He centers the figure, ensuring every detail is captured. With a decisive click, Marcus snaps a photo. The camera records the moment, freezing it in time. In the dim solitude of his apartment, Marcus uploads the image to his laptop, his movements precise and focused. He zooms in. The screen's glow illuminating his face as he searches for answers hidden within the digital depths. The chilling message emerges with stark clarity. "I see you." A whisper of dread escapes his lips as the true weight of the message sinks in, casting a shadow over his face. Marcus loses his balance, stumbling backward into the darkness. A crash echoes as a lamp topples, plunging the room into deeper shadows. He struggles to catch his breath, the screen's eerie glow bathing his face in an unsettling blue. The harsh light accentuates his fear, each breath a visible struggle in the oppressive darkness. In the dimly lit apartment, Marcus is hunched over his computer, the screen casting an eerie glow. His fingers dance across the keyboard as he frantically attempts a reverse address lookup. His eyes are glued to the loading bar, each moment in eternity, as he seeks the tenant's identity in the silence of the night. The hum of the computer fills the room. He waits with bated breath, the answer to his quest hanging in the balance. In the dim confines of his apartment, Marcus's face is bathed in the cold, stark light of the monitor. The screen flashes, vacant, a digital epitaph to his hopes. Unblinking, Marcus stares, disbelief slowly morphing into despair. The digital word burns into his mind, each letter a hammer blow. His world shrinks to the size of the screen, consumed by a single damning word. The cold light reflects in his eyes, mirroring the emptiness that now fills his heart. Inside his dimly lit apartment, Marcus clutches his phone, a storm of worry gathering on his brow. He listens intently, his face a mask of concentration. As the disembodied voice of the building manager echoes in his ear, the voice crackles through the speaker. "Yes, sir." The apartment is sealed and unoccupied. A wave of relief washes over Marcus. He slowly lowers his phone, his eyes lingering on the device. The streetlight flickers, casting long dancing shadows before abruptly extinguishing, leaving Marcus's apartment in total darkness. Marcus sits in his chair, the sudden darkness amplifying his sense of vulnerability. His eyes widen, pupils dilating, as he strains to see through the impenetrable gloom. A wave of icy fear washes over him, paralyzing him in place. Marcus stands silently by the window, his gaze fixed on the building across the street. A sense of mystery hangs in the air. He completes a note with deliberate care, folding it with precision before attaching it to a small package. With a determined tap, Marcus sends the package through a delivery service app, his intentions veiled in secrecy. The note reads, hanging in the air, "Who are you? The clock strikes 2:00 a.m. marking a moment of quiet anticipation. Across the silent street, a light flickers on, breaking the darkness. A figure emerges at the window, a silhouette against the light. The figure raises a sign, its message yet unrevealed in the night. The sign, a beacon in the darkness, hints at a hidden story. The apartment window frames a silent drama, unfolding across the divide. The stark sign on Marcus's door screams a silent threat, its message chillingly clear. Marcus reels, his face paling as the gravity of the message crushes him. The menacing message etches itself into Marcus's mind, filling him with dread. Marcus stumbles back, his hands reaching out as if to ward off an unseen blow. The world seems to tilt on its axis as Marcus grapples with the chilling reality before him. The apartment is shrouded in a dim light, shadows dancing ominously on the walls. Marcus stands alone, disbelief etched deeply into his face. His eyes widen with a haunting realization. Whispering into the shadows, Marcus utters, "That's not possible." The dim light casts long shadows as Marcus grapples with the impossible. In the dim motel room, shadows dance ominously across the stained carpet, hinting at the violence that has unfolded. Marcus looms, his figure a silhouette against the weak light, radiating a palpable menace. Beneath him, the suspect lies broken and bleeding, a stark testament to the brutal encounter. The air crackles with unspoken threats, the tension thick enough to choke on. The scene paints a grim picture of power and despair, echoing through the desolate motel room. Under the cloak of night, Marcus trembles, his hands betraying a deep-seated fear. He struggles to conceal the form in the field, the withered grass offering little solace as it rustles ominously. His movements, jerky and desperate, reveal a terror that claws at his soul. He wrestles with a heavy tarp, its weight mirroring the burden of his actions. The cold night air bites at his lungs as his breath comes in ragged, visible gasps, each one a testament to his torment. In the desolate field, the secret lies buried, shrouded by darkness and dread. Marcus gasps for air, the weight of unseen terror pressing down on him. Panic floods his eyes as he confronts a silent, accusatory presence. An invisible force pierces the calm, targeting Marcus with unnerving precision. His breath hitches in his throat as the stark reality of his situation crashes down. The air grows heavy, charged with an unspoken accusation that hangs in the balance. He is frozen, paralyzed by the intensity of the moment, as a silent reckoning looms. Inside his dimly lit apartment, Marcus's frustration explodes as he slams his laptop shut, the sound echoing his inner turmoil. He rises abruptly, a silhouette against the artificial light, and strides purposefully to shut out the night. The room darkens, isolating him further as he prepares to reach out. A phone clutched tightly in his hand. His thumb hovers over the screen, anticipation building as he selects a contact, the faint glow illuminating his face. The call goes unanswered, leaving Marcus in silence. The unanswered call heightening his sense of isolation and urgency. In the dim light, Marcus struggles through his cluttered apartment, a figure lost in shadows. He grabs a bottle of painkillers from the coffee table, his movements heavy with desperation. He doubles the dose, swallowing them down with lukewarm beer, a bitter concoction for a wounded soul. With a sigh, Marcus collapses onto the worn couch, his body surrendering to exhaustion. A gun rests precariously on his chest, a silent sentinel as he drifts towards oblivion. His eyes flutter closed and unconsciousness claims him, leaving behind only the stillness of the night. A soft knock pierces the silence, pulling Marcus from the depths of sleep. Each step is a painful reminder as Marcus limps toward the door, wincing with every movement cautiously. Marcus peers through the peephole, his eyes scanning the silent hallway. The hallway is deserted, but a small package rests ominously just outside his door. In the dim light, the package sits, silently awaiting its unknown fate. In the dim light of Marcus's apartment, shadows dance across the room, highlighting a small, unassuming box. The camera focuses on the box, hinting at secrets hidden within. Inside the box, nestled among mundane items, A framed photograph emerges, a stark contrast to its surroundings. The photograph depicts a desolate scene, Marcus burying a body in a remote location. The act, captured in a wide shot, speaks volumes of desperation and secrecy. In his dimly lit apartment, Marcus's breath hitches, his anxiety rising with each shallow inhale. He peers through the window, his gaze darting nervously into the darkness. The figure has vanished, leaving only lingering shadows and unanswered questions. But the light remains a haunting beacon in the distance, fueling his growing unease. Inside his apartment, Marcus's world spirals as he frantically tries to dial the police. His trembling fingers fumble with the device, each failed attempt amplifying the tension. He holds his breath, his heart pounding as he waits for a connection that never comes. Only static answers his desperate call, a chilling reminder of his isolation. In the darkness of Marcus's apartment, the lights flicker ominously, turning familiar space into a dance of shadows. A sudden, sharp click echoes through the room, cutting through the silence like a knife. The sound, distinct and chilling, suggests an unseen presence, a hidden observer. Marcus freezes, the realization that he is not alone sinking in with icy dread. Every shadow seems to deepen. Every corner holds a potential threat as the mystery intensifies around him. In the dead of night, Marcus spins around, his eyes widening, pupils dilating with a sudden paralyzing disbelief. His gaze locks onto his window, where a stark, ominous message blazes with the force of a nightmare. A voice echoes in the silence, a chilling declaration. Now I'm here. The message, a harbinger of dread, clings to the glass. The stillness of the night shatters as Marcus whirls around, his eyes betraying a mix of shock and terror. A menacing silhouette looms just behind him, shrouded in darkness. The figure's presence fills the room with an unspoken threat, turning the cozy apartment into a stage for fear. Every shadow seems to deepen. Every corner holds a potential danger. The air thickens with anticipation as Marcus braces himself. Fear etched across his face. From the shadows, a figure emerges, stepping slowly into the dim light. The light reveals the dead suspect from Marcus's past. His face is pale, his eyes hollow, reflecting a haunting past. The air grows heavy with the weight of unspoken accusations. A spectral presence lingers, casting a chilling shadow over the room. The past has come back to haunt Marcus, its ghostly grip tightening. In the dimly lit apartment, Marcus unleashes a scream. Driven to the edge, he raises the gun, his grip tightening with desperate resolve. A deafening silence fills the room as the gun misfires, a dry click echoing the failure. The gun remains pointed forward, a useless piece of metal in his trembling hand. Frustration and despair flood Marcus's face as the gravity of the moment sinks in. He remains frozen, the weight of his miscalculation crushing his spirit. The camera, once steady, crashes violently to the floor. Its lens now aimed at the ceiling, the world turns black, the screen consumed by darkness. In the final, fleeting moment, Marcus's face is a mask of terror. His horrified expression is reflected in the cold, unyielding glass of the window pane. The image fractures and fades, leaving only the haunting echo of his silent scream. The morning sun casts a golden hue over the apartment complex, where neighbors gather in hushed concern. Marcus lies motionless on the ground, trapped in a nightmare, murmuring incoherently. His voice rises slightly, a desperate plea escaping his lips. He saw me. He saw me. The neighbors exchange uneasy glances, the weight of Marcus's words hanging heavy in the air. The scene is filled with unspoken questions, the warmth of the sun unable to dispel the chilling tension. Morning light reveals a shattered apartment window across the street, the curtains dancing wildly in the breeze. The apartment stands silent, devoid of any sign of life. A stark emptiness fills the room, a haunting stillness where life once thrived. The broken window serves as a stark reminder of the chaos that unfolded. Sunlight streams into the empty apartment, casting long shadows across the floor. The scene whispers of a sudden departure, a life interrupted. Sunbeams slice through the air, illuminating Marcus's apartment as police officers methodically begin their search. Drawers are pulled open, their contents exposed in the harsh light as the officers intensify their search. Closets are flung open, revealing the secrets hidden within as the investigation deepens. Dust motes dance in the sunlit air, a silent testament to the secrets the apartment holds. The officers stand in the disarray, the apartment yielding no sign of another soul. In the sterile confines of a hospital room, Marcus lies motionless, his eyes fixed blankly on the ceiling, heavily sedated. His mind is distant, lost in a haze of medication. The room is silent save for the quiet hum of medical equipment, a stark reminder of his fragile state. His gaze is empty, reflecting nothing, as if the world outside has ceased to exist. Time stretches on, each moment indistinguishable from the last. Has Marcus remained suspended between worlds? In the sterile hospital room, Marcus sits on the bed's edge. Is anxiety palpable? Dr. Anna Reed sits opposite, her professional demeanor offering a stark contrast to Marcus's unease. Marcus fidgets, his nervousness filling the clinical space. The sterile room amplifies the tension, every surface reflecting the weight of unspoken words. In the dim hospital room, illuminated only by the faint, rhythmic pulse of medical monitors, a sense of unease permeates the air. Marcus suddenly wakes up, his body jolting upright, his breath ragged and shallow. Sweat beads on Marcus's forehead, reflecting the dim light as his eyes dart around the room. Wide with terror, his frantic gaze fixates on a dark, indistinct figure standing silently in the corner, shrouded in shadow. The figure remains motionless, a silent sentinel in the dimly lit room, intensifying the sense of dread. The hospital room is bathed in the cold glow of fluorescent lights, their hum a constant reminder of sterile isolation. Marcus thrashes violently in his bed, his eyes wide with terror. As a silent scream tears through him, his cries for help are stifled. Trapped within the unyielding walls of the room, a figure emerges from the shadows, an ominous presence that fills the room with chilling dread. The figure slowly approaches the bed, a silent predator drawn to its prey. In the dim hospital room, Marcus lies still. Unaware of the looming darkness, a looming figure edges closer. Casting a shadow over Marcus's face, a dark presence descends, inching closer to the sleeping Marcus. Terror grips Marcus as his eyes snap open. Facing the impending threat, his eyes widen in terror. As the figure continues to close in, the looming darkness completely envelops Marcus. The hospital room is shrouded in a profound darkness, its sterile white walls swallowed by shadows. A solitary machine casts the only light, its glow insufficient to dispel the gloom. The rhythmic beeping of a heart monitor echoes through the silent space, a haunting reminder of life's fragile hold. The steady beeping continues, a stark metronome counting down moments in the oppressive darkness. Shadows deepen and lengthen, obscuring the outlines of medical equipment. The scene fades to black, bathed in sunlight. The apartment complex comes alive with the promise of new beginnings. A moving truck, a symbol of change, is parked haphazardly, hinting at the chaos of transition across the street. A new tenant stands at their window, a silent observer of the unfolding scene. A wide, genuine smile spreads across their face, hinting at optimism and anticipation. The new tenant's gaze is fixed on the moving truck, a silent invitation to their new life. The sunlight seems to amplify the new tenant's smile, a beacon of hope in the urban landscape. In the dead of night, the apartment complex stands cloaked in darkness. Suddenly, a single window bursts to life, shattering the uniformity of the night. The stark light slices through the darkness, casting long, ominous shadows. The illuminated window stands in stark contrast, disrupting the building's facade. The night's silence is broken by the sudden intrusive glow.